It's estimated that almost 2/3 of Americans are closely connected to adoption in some way. Yet very few people understand what adoption is like now. In the past, biological parents of an adopted child didn't have contact after the child was placed into an adoptive home. But it's different now. In fact, I purposefully waited until a year after the adoption took place before I wrote this book because the birth and the placement of the child into our home is actually the middle of the story, not the end. When we first stepped into the adoption agency, we didn't know what an open adoption was like. In fact, we didn't even know what it was. Open adoption isn't just a matter of filling out some papers and waiting for a child. It's a process. It's a process of developing relationships. Our children's biological parents are still part of our lives. And just like any relationship, it took time to figure it out. The best way to come to understand what open adoption is like, why we do it, and how to develop a good relationship is to actually live through it. It's true, but at the same time, any adoptive couple owes it to their future child to educate themselves beforehand so they understand what they're getting into. The closest thing to actually living through an adoption is to live through someone else's story. Start to finish with all the intimate details, both the difficult and the uncomfortable times as well as the beautiful. Open Adoption, Open Heart is our story. It's got so many ups and downs, so many twists and turns that you would think it was fiction. It's meant to educate the world about what adoption is like now and at the same time takes the reader on an amazing and beautiful ride.